What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel. And today we're going to be looking at the things I learned from the Aami Community Series match in the pre-season showdown for Port Adelaide versus Adelaide. A 37-point win in the end in what was a pretty, well, let's just say a standard Community Series practice match. It was nothing to get really excited about. A few nice things that did happen throughout the game, especially in the second half. But overall, a performance that I'd definitely say you won't be watching the replay of anytime soon, especially that first half. And for someone that watched the game after it was actually played due to cricket duties and stuff like that, I watched it, I looked at it, and I thought, I can already see a trend. I can already see what was exactly happening throughout that game. But I'm going to look at some of the finer details of the day and see what you guys learnt as well. So let me know in the comments below the things you learnt from the pre-season showdown yesterday, and let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with a positive, a big positive, and with Charlie Dixon down and Josephine Layson finding his feet, I thought he was very positive yesterday, Jezza, and Todd Marshall is being Todd Marshall in a pre-season game. I think Mitch Georgiadis might be our best forward this year. There's just something about him. He looked great, even one-on-one in the contest, taking high-flying marks. And the delivery inside 50 was a lot better in the second half, and he was able to capitalise on that. And that's going to be something very crucial for him to be able to make his mark in 2022. Not so much colliding with Dixon and getting in the way of each other. I think that was a better mix yesterday in terms of that. And the three tools actually worked really well, I thought, which was a massive positive. And for him to kick 4 goals in the end and take a lot of contested marks and was able to present is a massive positive for us. And if he continues that form throughout the year, then I think going forward, you might find a negative somewhere, but he's the positive, and it will sort of balance it out. And I hope he has a big 2022 because he's ready to launch.
Poke, first eyes on him, the way he got to his feet and got balanced and kicked it deep, putting the pressure on and allowing Georgiadis to fly. So Mitch Georgiadis to extend Port Adelaide's lead. Get it out to 14 points, which he does with no problems there.
I don't think I learnt this. That's the second thing I learnt. I think it's more just a realisation. Inside 50s, skills going inside 50, delivery inside 50. What else did I write down here? Slow starts. The same bloke standing up. Yeah, it hasn't really changed too much, has it, in the first 2 games that we've actually seen? Slow start against Gold Coast. We know the result there was just a pracky match. Didn't mean anything. This is a Community Series match, which probably has a little bit more merit considering you're probably wanting to look at the best for round 1, which is in a couple of weeks' time. And for us, not a lot to really be excited about, is there? We've got individuals that are really exciting and really good to see. And Joshy Sin, absolutely magnificent and very impressive yesterday. And he's going to be a massive addition come round 1, I think. He'll play round 1. That's a guarantee, in my opinion. Look, I don't think exactly there was much that I'm concerned about that's changed. I think it's more the fact that it's just those same continuations, the same common denominator of slow starts, skills, and we just look the same, if I'm honest. The third quarter was a bit different, and I think ball movement up the ground, there was a lot more coast to coast by us, and we did, in a sense, get brought down to the Adelaide level yesterday, which is a shame because you want to dictate on your terms, and they sort of had that scrappy affair. I know the wind played a major impact in how you entered inside 50 from both ends, so I'm not looking at this in a way where red lights are flashing and saying, yeah, nothing's changed, nothing's going to happen. I think it's more the fact that they're there, they're lingering, and they still need to be tinkered with. But the conditions and everything, this is going to apply game by game. I'm not going to look at it as a whole until we get a good set of 6 games inside the first part of the year. And then I'll look at and see if we've improved in how we're tracking. That's in my personal opinion. Everyone will look at it differently. But I think overall, the fact that it's there is still a little bit of concern. But you just never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And from one negative comes another. And Robbie Gray, unfortunate with his hamstring injury. A little bit of awareness is what I'm hearing, and that's what Ken said. Should be right for round 1 or in the mix thereabouts. With Robbie, I'm not risking it. I think he's got to really, yes, do the right thing. Prepare yourself for round 1, and if you're fit and fine, you play. But with Robbie Gray, same with Charlie Dixon, I'm not risking injuries early on. I'm not risking them come back and round 13, 14, or even going into finals, if we do indeed qualify, that we're risking these types of injuries. It's just no point. And with a hamstring thing, that he could play, but not risking it, especially with Robbie at his age and how his body holds up. But it's not as bad as we thought, which is the great positive about that. So if he does play round 1, that's going to be great to see. But yeah, for Robbie, it's unfortunate. It's not what you want to see in these practice matches. Injuries are inevitable, and it's just bound to happen. So unfortunate it's for Robbie Gay this time. All right, let's pick it up a bit. Lachie Jones, massive positive. I thought the whole preseason he's been a little bit under the radar, actually, and I pinpointed early on in the preseason when someone mentioned it in a press conference that he was ready to take his game to the next level. Had an injury interrupted first season. That mullet was flowing yesterday. Him and Joshy Sin looked great, combining with each other, and I think he's ready to explode in 2022, and that's something I learnt yesterday because he was hitting the packs, tackling hard, really putting that pressure on, using his pace. He's got good skills, and he was smart too, especially in the wind. Early on, probably not so much, and it took a while for people to adjust to that for those conditions, but yeah, he was exceptional, and I think he's really looking like he's going to take his game to the next level this year, and that is a massive positive for us, especially out of the half-back line. And when you're struggling in some areas, these are the types of things that you might pick up on, and if he's having a good game, we're going to be having a really good game as a team. Lastly, and if there's anything else I've missed, I'm sorry about that. But there's a lot that I could have said. A lot of little things. Travis Boak looks fantastic. I do like, and this probably leads into the next thing I learned. It's the midfield mix. I really like it. Like, I like the use of Butters and Rosie, and you have Boak and then Wines, then Drew, then Amon, and Mead as well was looking very good. It just looked like they were a right mix. Lysette looked good in the ruck early on, setting the tone. Hayes has really come into the game a bit more in that second half. I don't like Hayes and Lysette together, though. That's the thing. I don't think two big men going in the ruck really works. I thought Hayes was still trying to find his feet, and I don't think he plays round 1. He will build his way into the year and play AFL footy this year. I just don't think he plays round 1 with Lysette. I think Jeremy Finlayson plays, and I do like him in the ruck. I think because of his size, he's a little bit more unpredictable, and he's quick on his feet, and we saw that with the goal he kicked. So getting that mix right in the middle is going to be crucial for us, because if we get that first clearance on game day, I think that sets the tone for me. That lets me know that we're on. And it took us about 8 goals in the first quarter in the prelim to get a clearance, so that really told me that we weren't on. But yesterday, it looked like we got the mix right, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's just a matter of implementing these things, getting it inside 50 right, and a mindset. If you cut it down, it's as simple as that. So we'll see what happens round 1, but that was a very interesting practice match for the pre-season showdown, and one that I think in the end won't do much for anyone's opinion on Port Adelaide, but I think it just gives us a little bit of happiness to have a little bit of a win before going into round 1. And we bet the Crows at Richmond Oval, which seems to be the standard every single year.
Someone got excited. Oh!
Don't waste it.
Well, he has Georgiades. He's taken a cracker in the square as the ball held up.
Well, Paul fans, that has been my things I learnt from the practice match against the Adelaide Crows in the Aami Community Series. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the game overall and who stood out for you. Round 1's not too far away. It's a big week next week as we lead into round 1 in a couple of weeks' time. A lot of things happening on the channel, so make sure you subscribe and get those notifications going, because I'm wanting to see as many of you around as possible. The ThePear podcast as well, you can catch that on Spotify too. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. As I said, my name's Anthony, and as always, count the pair.